Hi Jedi. In this section, we're gonna to talk about why there is so much buzz around crypto and the technology behind it. And we're also gonna to discuss if crypto is a bubble. Let's dive in. So, Alex, we hear about crypto more and more. This is why you guys are here today. So, why do you think that is? Why do you think that crypto is becoming so much popular? Do we have any data? How do we get in?
Yeah, even is it a bubble? That's what a lot of people ask. I think there are a number of things that make us think that it's not a bubble. First, it's been around for 13 years now, Bitcoin, and it's still around. Sometimes it went down a lot. Usually bubbles, if really it goes down, then it dies. But then all the time it recovers. So that's a good indicator. Another one is even countries now start to use it as legal tender. El Salvador started doing that, and we know more countries are looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
If countries start to use a technology like Bitcoin, it becomes more and more legit. A lot of corporations now invest in Bitcoin or Ether. MicroStrategy is the most famous one. Do you have other examples that make you feel it's not a bubble?
Well, the thing with bubbles is we've seen this in the tech boom with internet and, for example, Amazon. So every time a new technology emerges out of nowhere, what we do as people, we are speculating.
By the
we
way,
are speculating on the future value.
By the way, in 2000, Amazon lost 95% of its value at some point.
Precisely. So that's the point I'm making here, is like every technological advancement is a bubble in the sense that we go from speculating to how much the technology is worth to then a massive correction that is usually how we value technology is how many users are actually active. So the network of your technology is what makes it valuable. That's why Facebook, which is free, is worth billions of dollars, is because there are hundreds of millions of users, for example. So with crypto, it's exactly the same. Every time there is a wave, it gives people perspectives of what this technology is going to enable us to do, how it's going to affect the world, and people start to speculate. So my answer to this is it's not a bubble, but it goes through cycles of speculations. Then people start to adopt and use the technology, and this create a new floor price. And over time, we've seen, if we just look at the charts for the last 12 years, despite that roller coaster in the price action that we see, the trend is clearly up.
And it's interesting because when you look at the price, it's definitely super volatile. But then here we can share a graph, for example, of the number of devs that work in blockchain.
The developers are the nerds, computer guys that are coding all the lines that we need as users to use the technology. And we've seen this number going up and up over the next few years.
Yeah, it keeps going up, meaning a lot of people are working on projects. So it's not just a price based on nothing that goes up and down. There's more and more smart people working on those projects.
Exactly. So technically what we're saying is the technology that is the blockchain is seeing a lot of developers coming on board, and we are investing capital in products and services, and this is turning into an entire industry. So
more money, more users, more developers. I also want to touch on the fact that blockchain can be way more efficient for some things, especially in the financial sector. So here we have a little graph comparing Wells Fargo, Coinbase, and Uniswap. So Coinbase is a centralized exchange. We'll talk about it more. Uniswap is a decentralized exchange. And you can see in just a few years, they achieve very high market capitalization and also way more value compared to the number of employees they have.
Exactly. What this graph is showing us is for Wells Fargo to make a few $1 billion to be worth this amount as a business, it took them over 100 years.
170.
They have thousands of buildings around the world, tens of thousands of employees.
Hundreds, 233 even.
Yeah.
And only 38 for Uniswap.
And so then you see that for Coinbase, this time went shorter and shorter. and for Uniswap even shorter.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing businesses becoming more and more valuable with less and less liabilities. And this is really showing a trend of efficiency.
And in level 2, we dive more into details, but there are things, especially around decentralization, removing the middleman, that make things way more efficient.
So that's it. This concludes section 2.